These ads will make people hate you. And that's exactly the point. I used to create safe, boring ads that nobody paid attention to until I discovered that controlled controversy converts 3 times better than traditional approaches. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the 10-part controversial ad framework that I use over and over and over again to make my dream clients absolutely love me and make the people that are not a good fit for me absolutely hate me. These ads have directly helped me generate multiple 6 figures in sales for myself and clients. And I want to basically give you the ad format on a silver platter so you can do it. See, most marketers get this completely wrong. They create controversial messaging and ads that just completely repel people and actually don't attract anyone their way. What you must understand before we dive into this framework is the simple psychological principles behind what make these controversial ads work so well to actually get your dream clients leaning in and buying more than ever. First, I want to take you back a little bit where I actually discovered this principle. And it was when I started having a lot of people actually on my email list leaning into my messaging. Because before, I just found like I sounded like everyone else. And there's so many people in our space, probably in your space too, that sound exactly the same. And nobody really pays attention when you are the average. The average often gets ignored. The way we actually have to grow and scale a business is standing out and being our own authentic self, which means radically radiating our beliefs and ideas. And one of the things that I found that I did really strategically last year was start talking about one really controversial subject, especially when there's other subject matters in my area of expertise that would completely disagree with me. And that subject was very simple. It was, I disagree with anyone starting a low ticket membership that was under $100 per month, which literally, if you look at everyone promoting a school program right now, pretty much, or anyone that programs any sort of membership program, they're like, yeah, have a $97 a month membership or have a $67 or a $9 a month membership. And I had strong beliefs behind this because I've seen the behind the scenes of these, how bad they were or how bad they are. And so even though everyone over here, especially was riding the school wave when school was just going through this massive amount of growth and people were launching these low ticket communities, I went the opposite way and said, I think this is a terrible idea. I think you should instead do premium subscriptions versus then low cost subscriptions because of these reasons, right? And when I started doing this, I noticed immediately that people started leaning in and paying way more attention to my messaging. I started getting way more replies, so much so that I actually did a Facebook post on this. And somebody actually loved that post so much because they were literally about to launch a membership for their people. This person saw my post and actually ended up coming to my live event in London because of that post. That one powerful post saying that I strongly disagree with this and here's why and here's proof. And then having other people with massive memberships coming in and saying, yeah, like I actually do agree with a lot of the points you're making here, really, really resonated and hit home with so many people. It worked so well. I never would have done that and never would have gotten that client and never would have paid attention if I wasn't controversial and literally just being authentic to myself. And I'm going to actually coin this authentic controversy after talking about it. So what I want to do now is I want to actually break down the 10-part framework and show you an example ad that I'm using to actually get buyers into my world right now. Let me go over and share my screen and we'll dive into it. So right away, one of the things you want to pay attention to is that this is not just about having a really controversial hook with a link. What you always want to do whenever you make a claim of any kind whatsoever is you actually want to back it up with proof. And so one of the things I love to do is have this controversial, what I call soundbite, which is the top section on the part of the ad that actually hooks someone in. This is the soundbite is the section like below or everything you see before you see the see more piece, right? And then what I like to do is show proof. And then I like to show the new way as far as like this old thing doesn't work. And so as an example, for this controversial soundbite, I have one here that's, I hate low ticket memberships under $100. I have no time with that with 2 kids. And most people create them because they hear I can't afford it. afford it one too many times, right? So I figured out a new way to stack premium recurring revenue using this dead offer doc. And this is actually a template that someone can get access to. And what I could do here is if I was in the other way of doing this is if I was in personal development, I might say, fire your therapist. I just literally created some new ads for an ad program called Evergreen Ads that are diving into this principle. And we're going to be diving so much deeper into the ads and building out really extensive frameworks and why they work. And one of the things that I'm running with that is fire your agency, an extremely controversial take, right? The reason these work is because even though somebody might not be working with a marketing agency, or let's say the therapist example, they might not be working with a therapist. The fact that you're telling someone to go fire their therapist or fire their, fire their marketing agency shows that this is like, oh, whoa, this is like something I need to pay attention to because maybe I was thinking about getting a marketing agency. Maybe I was thinking about hiring someone to run my ads. And this person's actually just telling me to fire them and that I can do it all myself in 1 hour a week. Like that is a very controversial statement, right? Where a lot of people think, oh, I should just go hire an agency to do this stuff for them, right? So let me keep going and breaking down each of these sections because it's vital you understand. If you miss one of these, it can actually really hurt. And I'll explain. This is a bit of a longer story for these. And I break down, again, I'm doing a whole training called Evergreen Ads coming up soon. If you want to check out the details, click the link in the description and you can get a ticket. But overall, like what I'm doing here is I'm making a statement and then I'm making a case and backing it up with proof. Because after flipping this, I did this. However, the real reason, this is what I'm doing, right? It's a super long ad. The craziest things started happening. And this is a bit more story driven. I'm going to be diving heavily into these story driven ads. But going back up to our framework here, the big thing we're doing is we're showing proof. We make controversial soundbite. We're showing proof, and proof doesn't need to mean like, oh, here's a statistic. It could literally just mean your own experience, right? And so my proof here is like, I have no time for that. And honestly, the reason I've seen for this example of the low ticket memberships, I've seen most people create them just simply because they hear all the time on sales calls, I can't afford them, right? So I'm literally relating. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's me. That's literally exactly what happens. And then, hey, I have a new way to do this, right? I'm showing the new way. I have a call to action right here. Click the link, get the doc, right? And then I want to basically go down here and I explain why this works, which is a little bit of a longer story and showing the path behind this. And then I have proof it works. And I have another link you'll see, right? Like this is proof it works right here. This is basically what they're getting. All the juicy details are here. And then here's more proof. And this is a little bit of a different structure of the ad compared to this one, simply because I'm not actually selling a product. If I was selling a product, I'd be showing like why it works. Here's a link, proof it works, link, sign off, which would be just like your name and then a PS guarantee. The biggest thing I want to emphasize with these ads is that you have to hit on the right controversial thing. So as an example, if you just say something along the lines, again, I love personal development. So let's say personal development, right? If you said something along the lines of, personal development is a total waste of time, that might attack someone, right? Like, because that encompasses all forms of personal development, right? Where I actually really like to do with these controversial pieces, if you want to really nail this home, is think of something your market is doing right now and then hit home on that. Great example of this is I remember there was a marketer that was advertising a product about a morning routine, and he had an ad that said the 5 deadly sins of morning routine. And all he did was just go to Hal Elrod's book of The Miracle Morning. And he took all of those things and put them as the 5 deadly sins to capture attention. So it was like journal, reading, meditating, exercise, and there was another one in there too. But he basically just took all of those things that were common belief about morning routine and put them in there, right? Which is so damn key to really make it your own and show all of the things that they're trying, but not getting a result with right now. That's the biggest thing you can always hit on with these controversial. So I want to be clear before we sign off here, controversy isn't about making people actually hate you, even though that was the hook of the video, right? I want to call these actually authoritative controversial ads or something along those lines. I'll think of a better name. It's about making the right people actually pay attention who are not getting results with the thing you are currently throwing stones at. Try this framework with your next ad. Please do. And hey, if you've got questions about it, leave a comment below. I do my best to read comments to make sure that I can support you on your ad journey as well. But start your ad with a controversial statement to make sure that you can hook somebody into your world right away. Because as soon as somebody sees the top line of your ad, you'll either hook them or they'll keep scrolling. And if it sounds like you're using the classic attention people who have anxiety or attention business owners, they're pretty much already gone. That's like so 2016 anymore, right? That stuff just doesn't work as well. And a key thing to remember with this is that the people that you're scared, like some people get really worried about this process, but the people that hate you and say, oh, actually, my meditation works great, and you're hating on meditation as an example, they were never going to buy from you anyway. So don't worry about them, right? Focus on your people and focus on your authentic beliefs and ideas and bring those forward into your ads. Those are what will always convert better. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.